The anti-tank dog. Anti-tank dogs were dogs thought to carry explosives to tanks, armored vehicles, and other military targets. They were intensively trained by the Soviet and Russian military from 1930 to 1996 and used against German forces between 1941 and 1942. In 1924, the Revolutionary Military Council of the Soviet Union approved the use of dogs for military purposes, such as rescue, delivery of first aid, communication, tracking mines and people, assisting in combat, transporting food, medicine, and injured soldiers on sleds, and destruction of enemy targets. The Soviet army had no dedicated dog trainers, therefore, they recruited hunting, police, and even circus trainers. Each dog was fitted with a 10 to 12 kilogram, 22 or 26 lb, mine carried in two canvas pouches adjusted individually to each dog. The mine had a safety pin which was removed right before the deployment. Each mine carried no markings and was not supposed to be disarmed. The use of anti-tank dogs was escalated during 1941 and 1942, when every effort was made by the Soviet army to stop the German advance at the Eastern Front. The first anti-tank dogs arrived at the front at the end of the summer in 1941. In order to save fuel and ammunition, dogs had been trained on tanks which stood still and did not fire their guns. In the fields, dogs refused to dive under moving tanks. They would run back to the trenches and often detonate the charge upon jumping in, killing Soviet soldiers. In order to stop dogs from killing their own men, they were shot if they would retreat. Another serious training mistake was revealed later. The Soviets used their own diesel engine tanks to train the dogs rather than German tanks, which had gasoline engines. As the dogs relied on their acute sense of smell, the dogs sought out familiar Soviet tanks instead of strange-smelling German tanks, and thus blowing up their own tanks. The effectiveness of the anti-tank dogs remains uncertain. There were claims that the anti-tank dogs damaged around 300 German tanks. From 1941 onwards, German soldiers got the orders to shoot any dogs in the combat areas. I wish to thank you all for watching, so leave a like and maybe subscribe if you like the content, and I hope to see you back again next time.